Welcome back to Crafternoons with the St. Johns County Public Library. I'm Miss Kimberly and I'm at the Ponte Vedra Beach branch of our wonderful library system. And I just want to take a minute and thank our friends for the supplies that we use in our crafts. Today we are going to make an otter, and I'm going to call him a river otter since we live here in St. Johns County on our wonderful river. So our river otter is super easy to make today. And you may have gotten a kit from one of our branches. And if you did not, you could figure out a way to make this at home anyway. So your kit would look something like this. And it's a simple one today. All I provided you with is the bag the kit came in. We're going to actually use that. So let's be careful and keep that bag. So you just want to peel off the little tag that we there so we can keep our bag intact. Trying very carefully to get that staple out. Okay, so once we take that out, we have our bag. And if it rips a tiny bit on the corner, it's actually okay because we're going to do some things with those corners anyway. So we have our bag, and inside the bag, you'll find two items. Just a regular rubber band, which if you didn't get a kit, you probably have at home. And I did give you a template of our, it says a sea otter, but we're gonna call him a river otter. So I did give you this template. If you don't have one, you could probably cut out some similar shapes. So you have an oval for his face and these little flippers for front and back, and then you just add the color or the texture. So if you didn't have one of these, you could probably do that on your own. So now we're gonna color him, and you have a couple options. You could use regular crayons, you could use magic markers, or you could use colored pencils. So I think I'm going to start with the crayons, and all you need to do is we need to color in our sea otter or river otter. And I'm gonna make him brown because I thought it would make him match the color of our bag. So he will all look the same. So you can go ahead and you can color with me. Okay, now you've either colored with marker, crayon, or pencil. The next step is to cut out the shapes that I've given you. So you're just going to cut along the lines here. Okay, now that we have colored and cut out all of the pieces, we have our head, our two little front flippers, and our little back flippers. The next thing we're going to do is take the paper bag that came with your kit, or if you did it at home, you just grabbed your old lunch sack that you had. And what we're going to do is we need to stuff him to give him a little bit of a body. So you can use newspaper, tissue paper, anything that you have. I had some old tissue paper, so I was gonna use that. So we're gonna just stuff a little bit of tissue paper inside the brown paper bag. Just crunch it up, and we're gonna stuff it in there. We're not gonna fill the bag, we're just gonna do enough to give him a little bit of a body shape. So that might be enough. Okay, so let's see. You need enough to give him a body, but you still have to have some leftover at the bottom here because this is where we're gonna make his feet. So we're gonna take the rubber band that I gave you, and you're just going to put the rubber band around the bottom. Same way you would do a ponytail, right? Twist it and pull it through there. You might need a little help with this part from a caregiver, and that's okay. All right, so now let's straighten them out a bit. I got it a little sideways. Okay. So this is actually going to be where the head is. Here's our body, and this is what we're going to make the feet, the flippers on. So this is why we put the rubber band down here to hold it together. So now what we're going to do is make the feet. So you should have some scissors, and we're going to just cut up the middle, about all the way up to the rubber band, not through the rubber band, not past it, just up to where the rubber band goes. And then if you notice, when you separate it, you have two pieces. These are going to be his little flippers. So they're very easy. You just, after you rubber band it, we just cut straight up off the middle. Now it's time to add the parts that we colored and cut out. So you have your glue. I have the regular liquid glue. You could also use glue stick. You could use tape. So if you were at home and you didn't have any of those things, you could use tape. So let's put a little bit glue here on the bottom part of him. My glue's coming out very slowly. Okay, so we got some glue on the bottom, and we're going to just stick that here at the top of the bag. So now, and it will dry very quickly, paper on paper. I'm gonna just push it down a little bit. So look, here is his head on the top of the bag. All right, now we need to give him the other bits. He needs his front flippers, oops, sorry, and he needs his back flippers. I dropped one, I usually do. So the little ones here are what are his fronts, okay? So let's just go ahead and put a little bit of glue on that. And I'm gonna put it right there. And otters like to lay on their backs with their tummies up above the water. And sometimes they will put their babies up there, or that's where they put all the yummy things they collect to eat on top of their tummy, so they can crack it open and eat it. So our otter is floating on his back, ready to eat. So now let's put a little bit on the big ones. The big ones are the bottom flippers for his feet. So what we're gonna do is put some glue on there, and then you're just going to glue it up where the rubber band is. One on the left side, and then we'll just do the other one over here on the right side. A little more glue. And then we'll stick it here like that.